We're shedding our masks and breaking down walls. Hell, we may even drop our drawers. That's right. We're going Commando with Angela and Dana. Hi, my name is Dana Sardano, and this is Angela DiMarco, and we are Going Commando. Going Commando is a little show that we put together because we see the importance of authenticity, and we see the importance of being who you are and reveling in that greatness and bringing your gifts to the world. And we're hoping by doing so, we encourage you to do the same. So with that said, good morning, Miss Angela.
Good morning, Dani. How are you?
I'm good.
So I want to share an experience that I had yesterday. Actually, it was like the culmination of like a crazy experience. But over the past couple weeks, I have definitely been like moving mountains, right?
Yeah.
And I've talked about this in like a LinkedIn post, but there's been like a lot of challenges and things that I've had to face to get to do what I'm doing, and it has to do with Maddie and her roommate situation and moving her dorm and creating more privacy in my home between me and my soon-to-be ex-husband. And it was just like a lot. So for the past 2 weeks, I have literally been like, I'm moving out. I'm not moving out. I am moving out. Like it's been like this whole like thing. Like, okay, I'm gonna plan here. Now pivot. And got Maddie settled in on Tuesday last week. I got our home settled on Wednesday. Everything was good. And even our friend Christy came over and helped me, with some things. And that was awesome. And then by like Thursday, there was like this lull. Like I was just like let go, right? And I was holding my breath. And then I realized by Saturday, everybody was now in this like new normal for our home. And for Maddie, like she's not stressing about going back to school. She's not stressing about whatever because she's got this giant room that she got to herself. It's beautiful. The roommates everything's clean. The roommates are lovely. And so Thursday night, Maddie and I went to go see Jonathan Van Ness's comedy show. Fun and slutty, super fun. Laugh our asses off. We were the only ones there with boas and fake tiaras.
I saw that. I got to tell you, you sent me the picture of you guys, like you took the selfie, and I was scanning the audience.
We were the only ones.
I know. I picked up on that. I thought that was kind of funny.
But there was, and this was in. If anyone is watching, this is in Huntington at the Paramount on Long Island. In New York. And there was this older gentleman, and oh my God, he was so adorable. He was just so adorable. The gray hair, perfect. And he did these big, like broachy, shiny things on his lapels of his like beautiful jacket. And everyone was like, at the end, people were pulling out, like we had like all the feathers were all over the floor. Maddie and I had mocktails. Like we did the whole thing. Like we're just like, we're going fabulous. And I walked up to him and I'm like, I'm so glad somebody else dressed for the occasion. He was like, don't you think? And I'm like, yes. So it was just a super fun night with Maddie. And then, so by the time Saturday came along, I was just starting to feel like myself again, because I was in this mode of constantly going, not sure what's going where. And I could just be for the first time. My kids started cleaning the house. Christian took out the Windex and he's like cleaning the kitchen, and Maddie's like his assistant and they're cleaning the kitchen. I didn't ask him to. They just started. I'm like, hoo-hoo. So the house got clean. The kids were happy. Christian's pooping like a champion. Everything was great. So by the time Sunday came along, I got my scheduling done for the week. Maddie and I went to go see the movie Argyle. Like we're doing all this fun stuff. We went to go see Argyle. Super awesome movie. Go check it out. Campy, like espionage-y kind of thing. Same director as The Kingsman. And so that was awesome. And then we're sitting at this restaurant and I'm taking her back to school. For the first time, she's not panicking. And we went to go get sushi. And then Miley Cyrus's song, The Climb, came on. And I got like all like... and I was like my heart was bursting. My heart was bursting. Like I have the lyrics right here. There's always going to be another mountain. I'm always going to want to make it move. Always going to be an uphill battle. Sometimes I'm going to have to lose. Ain't about how fast I get there. Ain't about what's waiting on the other side. It's the climb. How much I learned about myself in this past like two months. I mean, every day is a growing experience, but it is true. I feel like I moved mountains, but it was all the process that got me to the other side. And
joy is in the journey.
Joy is in the journey. I mean, I'm not going to stop. But it's really interesting because I realized I was talking with Maddie and she's like in this weird state. She's like, I feel like I'm waiting for the other shoe to drop. I'm like, you're just having an emotional hangover. That was a lot of emotion. And it's like, you just need to physically rest. You need to like absorb and integrate. But at that moment when I heard the climb, I think my hangover passed. And I was just like, oh my God, I'm back. Oh, thank God. I'm fucking back.
Yeah. Can I read something to you real quick?
Please.
Because Maddie had reached out to me about like feeling like the other shoe's going to fall, whatever. And I was telling her, that's typical of, when you're doing the work, you know what I mean? Like you're like waiting because that's the way it used to be. So I told her, I know that she had told you this, to pull your new normal card. Yeah. And she was like, I can't find my card. So the reason I just pulled it on my phone because I sent her a picture. So I just want to read it because this is where you are right now. When you are in alignment and release the limiting fear-based ideas, the flow of your life changes from one of resistance to one of harmony. It will be an unfamiliar feeling and being at first, and you may automatically question this as being a form of laziness. That is because it's effortless and is therefore counterintuitive. This is when you must defy the mind and continue to flow without effort. Trusting this process is a challenge, but as with the adoption of anything new, in its time, it will become your new normal.
You know what? Can you send me a picture of that and we'll post that as you read it? Because it's so beautiful.
I said it right now, right? On camera, I'm saying I did it.
We're so professional.
Yeah, I know. But we all go through this. I mean, and I go through this all the time. And I got to tell you, when you brought up the climb, I remember when I figured out I could be an artist and I was like, oh my God, I'm going to make a whole bunch of money. I'm going to be famous and everybody's going to know who I am, like whatever. But I would do things like these little art festivals or these showings or whatever it is. And it was always so exciting for me. And I remember always either saying out loud or thinking, enjoy these moments. This is the climb. Yeah. This is the climb, because once you get there, wherever you think there is, because then when I look back, I've been there a dozen times. Yeah. So when you get there, you now are just climbing, like, to the next, like she says in the song and like you're saying. So just like every once in a while I pretend I'm an alien and I try to appreciate things as if I'm seeing them for the first time. Like I often remind myself, these are the moments to enjoy. These are these moments of striving, the moments of like, like you and I, like, oh my God, can we buy bananas this week? There's something to that, because someday we're going to be able to buy bananas and we're going to look back with rose colored glasses and be like, remember when we get my bananas? So we might as well be in that and revel in the, whatever it is that comes with, you know what I mean? So I'm so glad you're there. You made it to the top of the mountain. Now look ahead. See that one?
And it's really pretty and I want to go there. It's so funny though, because like, even like, in the movie yesterday, it was shot so beautifully, and the scenery, it was in the US and London and Tokyo, I think. I don't remember. There were like some spots that they were filmed, but there was countryside, and we're like, that can't be the United States. It is too beautiful. It is like Scandinavia or something, but it was in the US. And it was just this little secluded house with full floor to ceiling windows on a lake and nobody around. And I'm like, that's like my dream. And she was like this perfectly content person living by herself at this little beautiful lake with her cat. I'm like, just switch it for a dog and I'm in. Right. But it was really beautiful. But so I just want to segue with the music. This season is the season on purpose. Season 6, season 5, season 6, right? What are we in?
No, 5.
5?
I think so. It's 5.
All right. Whatever it is.
Look at you jumping to the next mountain. Slow your roll.
So we're talking about season on purpose. And we're kind of talking about my book, Uniquely You, update number 52, The Birth of a Bright-Eyed Entrepreneur. And my book is basically like a diary of emails that I sent out to the community when we were building the business. So from the very, very beginning, like a year before I quit my job, when I was slowly building in the background, to when we actually launched. And I was thinking about the climb, and how music is so like important to me, that all these stickies are where I use lyrics as prompts for what I was writing. So for those of you who are like running a business and you want to do content, like music is such a great way to share that. And I just want to read a part from this. Can I read from a book? Is that okay, Dana? Story
Gotta
time.
put the glasses on. I'll sit back. I'll drink my water and
Drink
coffee.
you no mud water.
No, that comes later. That's when I need my 3:00 rush.
So I okay. So to put this in context, last week we had Mark Reed from Zen Sandwich, and we talked about catalysts for change. And this is on the heels of my major catalyst in the business, where I went from doing something on the side to I gotta fucking do this. So this was the catalyst. So this is part of that email that created it. You can read the book to understand what the catalyst was specifically, because I talk about it in here, but I don't really want to get into it. But so from September 22nd, 2021, everybody picture it. And I had talked about, just for context, I had talked about a dream that I had when I was a child with my best friend at the time, MB. And she said, I talked out loud, and I asked her, MB, can you carry the moon for me? It's very heavy. And I go through this whole thing. So I just wanted to give you context because I close with it and I wanted to make sense. Okay. These are extraordinary times we are living in. The world is changing before our very eyes, and being aware of it is beautiful, but it does hurt. No pain, no gain. Isn't that what athletes say? Or my favorite from my mother when I was probably in 5th grade, you have to suffer to be beautiful, as she brushed the tangles from my always naughty hair. Must we feel pain to gain? Must we suffer to see and feel beauty? Maybe. Suffering and pain have always led to my own personal mini enlightenments, but the more practice I get, the shorter the pain and suffering, the greater the gains and beauty, and so it goes. As I integrate the lessons of the experiences just within the last 3 days that have triggered my every fear imaginable, I feel like a warrior standing on a mountaintop, bruised and heartbroken, but empowered and resilient. Oh my God. I'm remembering that time so much. I'm not ready to put down my spear, for the battle may be won, but the war is ongoing. But I do feel a new sense of urgency and purpose to get Uniquely You going, no matter what the outside circumstances dictate. This is what brings me the most joy, and while life is simply too short and too wonderful to waste any more time. For anyone that has made the leap of faith, I would really love to hear your stories and glean some inspiration from your experiences. It will really help me carry the moon. But today, the way I play the game has got to change. Oh yeah. Now I'm going to get myself happy. And that's from George Michael's Freedom.
Bring it on.
I won't let you down.
Oh, that was beautiful, Angela. That was beautiful. You know, I feel like we take for granted some of the things that we've created, whether it be, you know, creativity through art, creativity through writing, or whatever it is, because we see it, we're immersed in it all the time. But when you pull one piece out and shine the spotlight on it, it's a gem.
Yeah.
It's beautiful. That was beautifully written.
Well, I remember Scrubs? So I went down to Dana had a Chakra Con. It's weird because I go from talking to you to the camera, like people know the difference. But anyway, this is strange. First person, third person. Yeah. I don't know. When I came down to see you at your Chakra Con event where we talked about Veda, which is next season, I met this guy David, and he came in his scrubs, and he was adorable. So he was forever dubbed Scrubs. He actually took a piece of that and made a meme of it and posted it. And
that was what he took it from?
I remember feeling like, oh my God, someone just memed me. Like, and it was so crazy. You know what I mean? It was such a crazy experience because it was surreal. It was like something I said someone else was inspired by, but
yeah.
But, you know, I think that that is a testament to all of these experiences that I have, right? Every single thing. That was the worst of all of the experiences to go through. You know, it started with Joshua, and then it went to the tragedies that I had to deal with that week, you know, and those being the catalysts. But it's a matter of like how you take these moments and turn them into something to use for inspiration, instead of wallowing in the sadness and the self-pity and the, you know, it's like we got to be like focusing on the triumphs of every single moment. And that's why I feel so good after these crazy past couple of weeks.
Yeah.
This would have driven me crazy 5 years ago. The not knowing, the this, the that, the trying to control it, the chasing. It's like, oh, okay. Like there was like a point where it was like, that's not going to happen, and then I was just like, oh, okay, so now we'll go do this.
Yeah. Well, there's your piece. There's your piece. That's the allowing. That's the going with the flow. That's the, relinquishing to trust, to having faith in the process. All of that. There's a bitch. That's the challenge. All of it. People talk about the work. People talk about the challenges, having faith, truly believing that everything is always working out for you, regardless of how it looks. And I told you, I had a conversation with them the other day, and it was just like, can I just share a little bit of it?
Of course, please.
So whatever, there's no secret that I'm weird. Whatever, I don't have to explain myself. But like I get my intuitive.
Says the girl with Space Kitty on her shirt. No, you're not weird at all, Dana.
I don't know if you've heard. Yeah, so I get my intuitive stuff. Like I get it mostly through dreams. I get it through however I get it. But the other day I had this beautiful, magical experience where I just sat in quiet and had a back and forth. Essentially, I told Angela. Talking to the camera now. I told Angela, no, I basically told you that, what was really funny about that is when I do the timestamps, I see the back and forth. I'm like, that's odd, but whatever, it is what it is. What comes out of her mouth, however it does, just is, But anyway, the way I do intuitive guidance is a lot of challenging people's beliefs, a lot of question answer, a lot of giving people an opportunity to think about what they believe and restructure it if it doesn't serve them. That's like really the bulk of what I do. Well, in my quiet, whether I was having that kind of conversation with my celestial teachers that just came out of my mouth, yes. And I was having that conversation and there was this back and forth. And one of the things that they were doing was challenging my beliefs about myself. Do you really believe everything is working out for you? Well, then if you do, then why do you worry? And blah, 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 blah. And there's no need to worry. If you believe it to be so, then it is so. Then you trust that. And it's really, really something when I was forced to really, truly look at the shit that I spew out of my mouth all the time and see if it's in alignment with how I'm being. And it's pretty close. Sometimes it wavers, but like it's mostly solid. But what's beautiful, what I'm seeing in you is I know how you worry and I know how you try to, part of your being a visionary is trying to like see where things are going and then plan to get there. And that brings you safety. That brings you security, but there's got to be a balance between seeing it and being ready for it and then allowing it as opposed to driving it.
Yes.
And that's fucking hard to do unless you have faith and the belief that everything is always working out for me. Because if you truly, truly believe that, then it's easier to let go. And what I'm seeing in you, especially over the last couple of years, is every time you come to the next level, you climb to the next level on the mountain, you look back and go, oh, there's another one that I consciously with mindfulness and awareness have overcome. So the next one, I could do it even better. When I say better, allowing more, feeling free more,
with
not
ease.
Getting caught up in the details. With ease and grace.
More with ease. Yeah, because like I have been through a divorce before and it was not pretty. And it was not pretty because I was so broken. I mean, I wasn't sober yet. So it was all that on top of everything, and I was just, I allowed so much to happen to me. I was a victim of everything and it just sucked. Everything sucked. I remember I had a client over at Scholastic. I was doing freelance work and stuff. This was like 2008, 2009. And the client was really, really high up. And he had asked my co-collaborator, Rod, he was like, is everything okay with Angela? Does she need a break? I was like literally on a nervous breakdown. Like it was so apparent to everybody how effed up everything was. But now I'm going through a divorce and I'm Empowered, and I know I'm doing what's best for everybody. There's no anger, there's no hatred. There's, we're like, I think that's the feeling of relief I have right now, because we're like 5 steps closer to this being a conclusion, like, and it's exciting because it's like the emotional and the physical detachment and separation is really happening, and it's working out. The kids are okay, and it's such a different state of being, even with like the business. We've got the app for sale, and we've got the books that we want to do, and the project. Oh my God, the I Am collaboration that we're working on. Can I tell you, it's so cool because when I wrote this and I used the song lyrics, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I would use the song lyrics as prompts, because sometimes I wouldn't have anything to say about the business. And I'm like, let me talk about what's moving me today. And I've got like Rainbow Connection on the Turning
that was a
Away
good
by
one too.
Pink Floyd. 3 songs by Pearl Jam in here, because, I like me some Pearl Jam. I always thought at the time that it was a cop-out, that I was cheating. Isn't that interesting? I was judgy. I was very judgy.
Yeah.
And,
Of yourself.
Of myself, of course, like of myself, like I can't come up with my ideas. I got to use borrow on song lyrics, but no, like they were inspiring me, and I was sharing how they're inspiring to me.
Yeah,
I see that now, and so you're working on. I do these the newsletters. I call them Uniquely Yours. You call them the IMs.
I totally call them the IMs.
I wasn't even looking for the IMs. They're like, what is it? I'm like, it's the Uniquely Yours newsletter, but it doesn't matter. It really doesn't matter. It's okay.
That's funny. The joke in my house is everything with my kids called McDonald's the French fry store until they were like 9. Rob is like, it's called McDonald's. So forgive me. So go on.
It's okay. It's okay. So I write these newsletters, and they are basically like, I am a visionary. I am none the wiser. I am whatever. And I riff on those concepts, right? Yeah. And so I've just been doing it. And Dana said to me, going third person camera by the hey. When I acknowledge it, then it gets totally weird.
Now that we're aware of it, like now we like there's no going back.
I know. Okay, so
Angela's going to speak to you now.
No, Dana, when you brought up this idea, was it before Christmas? I think you were like, wouldn't it be cool if... It
wasn't enough time ago. Like it was a solid month to 2 months ago. We'll say before Christmas. Yeah.
So we were doing Paolo's book, Forever Connected. So awesome. Go to phenompublishing.com, grab a copy. It is an amazing book. Oh my God, we love it. So we were hyper focused on that. And then we were like, okay, well, we know that we have other projects like kind of like in the works. So this is going to be something we'll do later when we have time. And you were like, what if I take a painting and I'll make a painting for you, a unique painting for each of your articles, and we'll just do this compilation thing. And I was like, that would be cool, like that'd be so awesome, like that you would want to go through that effort and try to make something new. And then we'd like tabled it. And then like a couple weeks ago, we were like, let's just go through the list of them and concept on what the drawings might be like, the paintings might be like.
Because I knew if I had it, at least it was there for when I was inspired.
Yeah.
But still danced around it.
Yeah, right. You were like, I don't feel it yet. And we were like, cool, because there's no rush to do it, right?
Yeah.
And then you did the first one.
Which
might still be my favorite. It might still be my favorite.
Yeah. I'm a rock star is a good one. And then now I'm like, Rob's like, oh, look, she's back. Like I constantly have paint up my arm. Like I constantly like my nails are a mess. Like I'm in my garage. Like it smells like, like toxic because I sprayed them. Oh my God. But I did 7 of them already.
Oh my God, they're gorgeous. And I think what we're going to do is maybe do a season after we do the chakras from Veda. We're going to do a season of the IMs.
Oh, that'd be cool.
Really cool.
That'd be cool.
And then, so we'll celebrate your beautiful art and stuff. But I have to tell you that like, I feel worthy of this project. And that is the coolest thing ever. Like that's I feel awesome. Worthy to read my book out loud to you and say, I think it's good stuff is in here. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like this is a place that I have not been before. And it feels so good because when I see you do these paintings of me and aspects of me, I'm like, holy shit, I'm so beautiful. And it's like seeing me through your eyes and your talent. And I'm like, holy shit, there's paintings of me now. And this is like, this is a big fucking deal. I've never felt so seen and heard in my whole life. Like, this is
a big deal. Yeah.
It feels like such next level stuff. It's beyond.
Yeah, and I got to tell you, it's funny because when I get caught up in a painting, because I paint women all the time, the Ubuntu girls, I get like sucked in. I'm in it, like, and they become this like this character, this person. You know what I mean? Like third eye is like a being,
Yeah.
And anybody who's listening, I'm pointing to the painting behind me in case you're not seeing this.
Who is also the cover of Dana's book, Beyond the 10, Decoding the Woo Woo. She's our cover girl.
That's yours now. But when I'm painting, I'm so excited about this because I am painting you. Like, it's like, I mean, you're like my boo, and I'm like painting you and I'm like I have so much joy in this. And we opened with, and this is really a good way to kind of like bring things full circle, but you opened with the point of the climb, and the greatest advice from the greatest sages is don't do something with the expectation of the outcome. Do something for the joy of doing it, and it will just evolve into whatever the outcome is. But it starts with the joy of doing it. And it's easy, especially for me and you, Angela, but it's easy for all of us to get so caught up in where is this going. So yes, there is a bigger picture, a tentative plan. I'm creating these paintings for a book. Not obsessing about what's going to happen with this book and where is it going to go and how many copies it's going to sell. Like there is like the bigger project, which is for the book, but the individual project of creating each individual painting. And with each one I do, it's more than just painting it. It's the coming up with it. It's the sharing it with you. It's the, oh my God, are you ready to see it? It's the them posting it. It's the interaction about it. It's the plans I have to get them each framed. I'm doing about 15 of them. So you can then hang them in mass in your new home. Like it's all of that. That's the climb. It's all the aspects. It's not just a painting. It's you feeling seen. It's your worthiness being able to receive that. It's the perfect storm of all the components of the beauty of this project. So at some point there's going to be a book, and at some point somebody's going to purchase that book and hold it. But what they need to understand is everything that's gone into it, the energy from my heart connected to yours, the writing, the experiences that you had to go in the book, you and I, our friendship, again, where you are at this point to be able to receive it, all of it is a part of this final product. And I think that's a really important lesson for all of us. Nothing is just one thing. It's an amalgamation of all of the components, all of the aspects that go into that thing. It's beautiful.
Yeah. So enjoy that climb, right? Because
enjoy the climb. The joy is in the journey.
The joy is in the journey. But honestly, like, this is one of those like really, it's all beautiful, right? There's nothing negative about this. Cause like you said, there's no expectations, there's no rush, there's no deadlines, there's no nothing. This is just you and I
passion project
having so much fun. And then the stuff that's going on, the momentum drama of what I've had to go through for the past few weeks and what Maddie had to go through with the school and stuff, that was necessary. It wasn't joyful, but the joy is actually in looking back and in hindsight and how I feel right now. That's the joy.
100%.
So
100%. Yeah.
All right. Want to take this puppy home? Oh, go to Phenom Publishing. I'm talking to the camera now. Go to Phenom Publishing, link below. And if you're listening, it's Phenom, PHENOM-publishing.com.
College degree, folks. She's got
it was visual communication.
Yeah.
I like the visuals. Go to Phenom Publishing. All of our books are there. Paola's books, Dana's books, my book. Grab them. It's like, read them. There's some good shit in all of them.
Yeah. And I just about the books before I grab my wheel. We're starting to collect them. And somebody asked us recently, just like joking, like, who do I got to know to be published by Phenom, and I was saying, we're very, very selective because it's very important that we maintain the authenticity, the integrity of the mission of what we're doing. And so now we have 7 books published. We have 1 in the works. We have 3 on deck, actually 2 in the works, if you include I Am Kind, 3 on deck, another one that we never talk about, the Soul Traveler one, right? So let's just say we've got about a half a dozen books that are either on deck or in the works. Yeah. And so when we take on authors one at a time, they have to fit, they have to align with all of these other books. But what I'm starting to see is the collection of them grow. So if you go to Phenom Publishing, talking to the camera, if you go to Phenom Publishing and you look and just read the explanations of each of them, you'll see the authors are different. They look different, but they all have that common thread of humanity. That common thread of just stepping into your greatness, stepping into your giftedness and presenting that to the world. And they look a little bit different, but they all are the same. And it's really, really cool. So as you see each individual other ones come online, like when we add the one that we're doing together and we add a woman's journey, and we add I Am Kind, and we add the others, you'll start to see this library of just joy-filled, humanity embracing love. It's awesome.
It is awesome. It is awesome. And yeah, and we get so involved in each project. It's like a one project at a time. It's Dana and I, we're not traditional publishers where we're churning stuff out and have a support staff. And it's not about that, because Dana and I just love it so much. Like this podcast, podcast and publishing. That's where our jam is right now. So support us any way you can. Beep, beep. Okay. All right, Danny, take us out with the spiel. Yeah, okay. Let's do it.
We say goodbye now. All right.
Okay.
Don't be a dildo.
What's your favorite?